Yo, what's up guys, this is Bless here, aka Cameron Trellerson, and I'm just doing an old-fashioned, regular commentary, and it's over this gameplay I actually end up hitting a shot on at the end, which is kinda cool. It's nothing crazy, but it's my first trick shot in about 8 months, I wanna say, which is kinda sad, but I did quit for 5 to 6 months, so could round it to a 3-month dry streak, but that's still way more than it should be. But yeah, I would be doing a cut com with my little face cam in the corner, but I can't get my Sony Vegas to work, and doing cut coms on After Effects would probably take a really long time to edit it out. But yeah, so I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I actually have a little story to tell. My best friend, not my best friend, but one of my friends decides to, alright, I'll just start this story here. So, this is one of my childhood friends. Like, this was one of the very first kids I met when I moved here to Alaska, and we ended up becoming pretty good friends. And we still are to this day, but what he just did just kind of, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't really think he'd go through with it. Anyway, so about 4 or 5 years ago when I'm in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, I give him my track phone because he was wondering if he could have it because I just got a real phone. And I was like, sure, why not? But I didn't delete any contacts or anything off of there. So he ends up talking to my cousin, and my cousin, she's not even my cousin, she's like my quarter cousin, not my quarter cousin, my like step cousin. I don't even think we're really related. Anyway, I have her contact on my phone, and he starts texting her. And they've been texting on and off for about 4 or 5 years whenever I give him the phone. And he was like, yeah, I knew he wanted to go down to South Dakota to meet her because I guess they became pretty good friends. I'm not really sure if it was like he liked her or not, but I had no idea he was going to go down to South Dakota in the first place. He did tell me he wanted to go, but he didn't tell me he was going. And I get a text from him yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before morning, and he said, hey, I'm at your dad's house. And my parents are split up, so my dad lives in South Dakota, and I live with my mom in Alaska. I'm like, you're at my dad's house? And he's only ever met my dad once. So this is like, I was just confused. And later on I found out that I didn't get the full story until later that day. I go home and I talk to my mom, and she's like, have you heard from Ian? I was like, no. He called me a couple times at work, but I was working, so I couldn't pick up the phone. And she's like, well, he's at your dad's house. I was still just completely confused of what's going on. So she somewhat explains it to me. So he buys this ticket to go down and see this chick, which is weird in the first place. Like, it's kind of creepy this guy comes all the way. She's okay, he's like 19, almost 20, and she's 16, 17. So that's kind of weird in itself, let alone him traveling over 1,000 miles just to see her. But in his head, because I've known him for so long, that's not really that weird to him. That's like, he's probably the friendliest person you'll ever meet in your life if you ever met him, but he just doesn't know. He doesn't really think things through, or he doesn't really think of what other people would think. So I do end up just feeling sorry for the guy because he's always had it rough. He's always he's never really, I don't know, he's had a rough life. So it's hard to to like get mad at him or whatever, but I'm not mad at him whatsoever. He's just a crazy kid. So what happened was he buys this ticket to fly down there. He flies down there, and he has somebody's houses, or he has a plan to stay with somebody down there, but he didn't communicate with them very well, and this person, that house he was supposed to stay at, one of their family members had passed away, so they had to go out of state. So he had nowhere to stay. He was gonna sleep in at the bus station, but then he gives my mom a call, and my mom gives him my dad's phone number. He calls my dad, and like he gets to my dad's house, and a little while after I end up calling my dad to like confirm what's going on. And I was like, "Hey Dad, has Ian called you yet?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's sitting at my dinner table right now." I was like, "Oh, what?" It just like all came to me right then. I'm like, "This is crazy. This kid's insane. I don't really get it." And he couldn't stay at this chick's house because the chick's parents wouldn't let him in because he was creepy. And I do have to agree with him. That's pretty creepy. But to be fair, he did tell her that he was coming, and he was posting pictures of him on his trip, and she was liking them and commenting on them, but she ended up being kind of crazy psycho, I guess. And I do know the chick, but I haven't talked to her since I was probably like 11, 12, and I'm 18 now, so stupid math, yeah. 6 years? 7 years? Yeah. And so that happened, and I don't really know what to think about it, but my dad was going to take him to a bus station later that night, so it's not like he spent the night at my dad's house or anything. Actually, he did for one night, but it seems reasonable to me. I don't know why these kids were setting up, but I didn't hit it on a kid that was setting up. And so the next day, he ends up giving my dad ends up giving my friend a ride to the bus station, and he ends up flying back home, and he should be back in Alaska right now unless something weird and crazy happened to him, which wouldn't surprise me because my friend, this kid, he has the worst luck in the world. Like, he hardly has anything ever going for him. I just feel bad for the kid, so hopefully he's home soon, and the shot should be coming up here pretty soon. I think it's like 2 after this one or something. But that's really all I have to say. Yeah, tired. Alright, it's 1 after this one. Oh, no, it's right there. I was happy I hit this shot. It was a bummer my Vegas Pro wasn't working, or else I could have given you guys a reaction, but there's a shot, and it's not that great, but I thought it was nice. Get off my dry streak, hopefully hit some more shots, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.